tonight we're here to celebrate all of you, right? Everybody who just stood up in the room, and the families who have supported everyone who just stood up in the room, right? Without this special group that I am so grateful to be a part of on this side these days, grateful these days, none of this work would happen, right? We wouldn't be able, the people who are seeking help, they wouldn't be able to get it in the same way they get it if it wasn't for individuals who are giving away what we were graciously so given ourselves, right? There is a lethal absence of hope in our population that's sick and suffering, and those of you that are in recovery and your families, you know that, right? That destitute and desperation that exists is, it's unparalleled to anything else that humans experience, right? So your stories are not in vain, and the whole point of this, and for the few that we have after this, are to honor all of you and all of your families. So thanks for showing up all the time, right? I appreciate you.
The strongest I have ever felt was the first time I said no to a drink. I've said no every morning since September 29th, 2008. I say no 18 times before breakfast, one for every step it takes to get from my bedroom to the fridge. I say no 10 times before work, one for every billboard that tells me I was stronger when I was drinking. I've said no more times than I can count, one for every night my family lay awake trying not to imagine my headstone. So when you ask me the question, I do not hear the words you are saying. I hear you ask me, do you want to die, Michael? No, I don't want to die anymore.
Got into making movies, and in the middle of making a short film, I was talking to Alex, who's now my partner, and we both discovered that we had a history with addiction. And we thought, why aren't we just making films that are meaningless? I mean, they're fun, but they don't really mean much. What if we could put our heads together and make movies that actually had an impact on people? And we were like, well, we could do a thing about addiction. What would that look like? And we asked ourselves a few questions, and one of them was like, well, it probably shouldn't be feature films. Most people are into shorter content these days, and we'll get to tell more stories if we do them over short content. People do the rabbit hole dive on YouTube, and you get into a subject you like, and you just click on the next video and the next one and the next one, because it's something that you want to learn. And you can get lost there doing dumb things, but you can also learn a lot about the world, and you can watch a lot of good content. So we thought, okay, we're going to make short stuff on addiction. And it's going to be every possible angle. It's going to be the deepest depths of addiction to remind addicts of where they never want to go again, and to teach family members and other people what addiction can look like. And it's going to be the highest heights of recovery, so you can watch these films, or some of the films, and feel really good and connected and like there's hope. And then everything in between.
The opposite of addiction isn't sobriety, it's like connection, right? And that would be like the biggest thing that I get out of it, is connecting with other people who have been there and have found a way out, right? So I like to tell this story. So I was at a halfway house down there, and we like bought a grill for the house. And I'm sitting there like, I'm gonna put this thing together, right? So I like take it out of the box, and the first thing I do is I just throw the instructions out, right? It's just a grill, I can figure this out, right? So I'm like sitting there, getting frustrated, right? And I'm like trying to put it together myself, and one of our neighbors comes over. He's like, yo, you want some help with that? And I'm like, Matt, no, I don't need any help, right? Like, I can do this my own way, right? And so I started like jamming this piece in there, and I'm getting pissed, and he comes back over, he says, yo, that piece goes there. And I was like, yo, how the hell do you know? And he's like, because I got the same grill, man, and I read the instructions, right? And that's the way I related to sobriety. Because like you didn't learn how to hit a curveball without a coach, you didn't learn how to do algebra without a teacher, and you're not going to learn how to get clean without a sponsor, right? Like someone who's been there, walked the walk, talked the talk, right, and has made it to the other side, and that's what everyone needs.